In studio with us, Coach DeMeco Ryans. Coach, great to see you.
Hey, great to see you guys as well.
All right, here we go. It's Jacksonville week, and we'll review the game against the Broncos. But I wanted to start here without knowing whether your quarterback is available or not, among others. How does that affect game planning? Because you have to get started on that right away.
Yeah, as we start with game planning, we'll start with Davis. Like, we know we have to prepare as if Davis is playing. Just having guys in the concussion protocol, as I've been here, is not many times that a guy's had a concussion on a Sunday and played the following Sunday. It's just hard to pass all of the steps that you need to pass. So we'll prepare and press forward as if Davis is starting.
Does it help at all, Coach, that A, is a division team, B, you've already played them this year? Does that help at all? I know it's a few weeks ago, but does that help in any way for that situation?
Any help I can get, I'll take it. No, it should help. That's being familiar with their defense, right? You know the structures, you know how they're going to try to attack us. So it should speed up the planning process and just see how these guys have adjusted, what they've done differently since we played them. And, of course, they'll look at us the same as well. But it should help us in our preparation. We should know the things that we liked and worked, things that didn't work, kind of stay away from. So hopefully it speeds everything up.
If it is Davis, having a full week of practice, that's got to be a big help as well. And the fact that he did play on Sunday against the Broncos.
Yeah, it helps a lot, you know, when you go in knowing that, hey, you're getting all of the reps with the starters. It should help him as he preps, because I always believe you have to practice well to play well. So for especially the quarterback position, it's always tough for a backup quarterback. That's why I think it's one of the toughest jobs in the league, right? When you don't get many of the reps, most of your reps are on scout team. Right, you have to make sure you mimic those reps and make them as realistic as possible, but they're not real reps. And then you're asked to get thrust into a game at any given situation at a pretty tough moment, right? And anytime you lose your starting quarterback, it's tough for everybody, but you're asked to go in and operate as if you're the starter. And I thought Davis made some good plays. He did some good things in the game. I think he'll be better having a full week of work.
Can I answer my question, Coach? That's where I was going to go. Taking all of that into account, you're kind of coming in as a middle reliever in some sense, as opposed to a starter in that. Offensively, once Davis went in, what did you see when you went back and you looked at the film? Some good things, some things you got to work on. What did you find out as you went back and looked at it again after the game? Yeah,
as I watched the film, I thought, there were times he made some good throws, good decisions with the football, made some really nice, conversions. And there were other times I thought, where he could kind of slow it down. He's kind of going through his progression a little too fast. So I think he can slow it down, and we have some other opportunities there that I know he would want back, some third down opportunities. We had one down the middle to Christian that I thought we could hit on 3rd and 15, and another one to Dalton there in the strike zone area, which I think if we get a better ball, better time in there, I think we can make both of those third down plays.
There were 4 sacks. One of them, I don't know if that was a sack or not, but whatever. But we were noticing that the protection was there. There was a clean pocket much of the time to make throws.
For sure. I thought overall throughout the entire game, I thought our O-line protected really well. And we knew it would be a heavy pressure outfit. The guys did a really good job. The pick stunts, the back stepped up and protect. Like, we handled their games and pressures well. They got us a couple of times. They're a good D-line, so they got us a couple of times. But overall, I felt like our quarterbacks had time. We weren't under a ton of duress. We had time to go through our reads and make plays.
Defensively, as you watch the film, Coach, they score on those 2 drives, and obviously they get the one at the very end. And the Bo escaping and making that play, getting out from the pass rush, something he hadn't done much throughout the game. In fact, he had thrown it a couple times earlier when he had kind of gotten out there. As you went back and watched the defense, what'd you think as you looked at it? We talked about it in the broadcast. It just felt like the defense was just hanging on and hanging on and hanging on and hanging on and doing a great job with its effort to make sure that they didn't score any points, to give the offense an opportunity, and then finally it's damn broke the last minute. Your thoughts?
Yeah, defensively, overall, really, solid performance by those guys. That you got to finish, right? And that's the one thing. Like, I felt like we could have finished much better on the defensive side of the ball. Like, we rushed okay most of the game, and then that one critical moment where, hey, we're not having the lane discipline that we should have, and we allow this huge A-B gap escape, knowing that, that's what the quarterback like to do. So we had him in check most of the game, but in the critical time, the crunch time when it mattered most, you have to be able to remain disciplined, rush how we're supposed to rush, coverage, not over pursuing, staying where we are in coverage, and we should be in position to make the quarterback have to dish the football right there. So, I mean, we had some play. We had some one-on-one opportunities where they scored on us. They made a play. We got to find a way to make those plays. The couple times they did get into the end zone on the 2-point conversion, like we got to find a way to make the play. We're in position.
Yep.
Now, can we go make those plays? Yep.
How about Kalen's pick? And Derek almost had one, which would have been incredible. It was a great play as it was, that pass breakup over the middle.
Yeah, really, Kalen, that's what he does well, right? When he can patrol the middle and we are playing single high coverage and the ball is up, expecting him to, hey, you can go, sideline to sideline making plays. That's what he showed. He showed his range. He showed his capability there. Outstanding play by him. And then Stingley, on his play, it was a, great job by him with coming from the backside all the way over to try to make that play. Just wanted to tell him, hey, go attack it. Be more aggressive with your hands. Get your hands up. Attack the football. It was a great job breaking the pass up.
Yeah, I mean, that was an incredible play. Another incredible play, Coach, that came up big after Kaimi missed that one on the first drive. They come down, they get in field goal position. DeMeco Autry blocks another one. And I thought what was telling about it was the fact that when you read Sean Payton's quotes throughout the week, he was very aware of the fact that DeMeco Autry had blocked a lot of field goals. And yet there's the first one being kicked, and he blocked that field goal. How big was that to kind of get things started and not give them a 3-0 lead after you had that long first offensive drive?
Oh, that was huge. That was, we needed that at that moment of the game, like to drive as long as we had that first drive, right, and to come away with nothing to show for it, that really sucked. And then so for them to drive down and to turn around and block a field goal, we needed that. So it was like a big, all right, let's take a deep breath, reset. All right, let's go. All right, now we're back. So really, DeMeco is the best I've seen at blocking field goals. He's blocked more kicks than I've ever seen in my career. He just has a great knack for getting in the right position, and he doesn't do it without the help of the other guys around him. Mario did a great job. Tim Settle did a great job as well, giving him, we call it alley-oop, the assist, so he can go up and block it. But he has a fantastic knack for making those big plays.
Yep.
Coach, the game began with that long drive. You ate up a half a quarter, and you missed the field goal, but it felt kind of like last week, like, okay, you can control this game even with field goals. I know you want to punch it in. We can talk about that in those close goal-to-go situations, but you were able to move the football well when CJ was in there. You saw a lot of good things in that department.
Yeah, I saw a lot of good things. We started the game really well. CJ was doing a really great job, making great decisions, great throws, and you can tell it was going to be another one of those games, similar to the Niner game. It felt like we had control. We can move the ball at will, doing the things that we wanted to do. It's just unfortunate, when you lose your starting quarterback. It's just unfortunate to see CJ go down the way he went down with a concussion, knowing the type of game that I felt like he was going to have. It was going to be a big day for him.
Dalton Schultz is a guy who had a big game, Coach, and he's had them this year. He makes the big play. CJ, that was a dime. That was an incredible throw where he split the safety and linebacker with that throw. But it feels like Dalton's been giving you some really good reps no matter where he lines up on the offense. Having him back, I know we missed him on practice, but he's able to practice Friday and then play in the game on Sunday. How big was he, and how big has he been for your offense, Coach?
Yeah, Dalton's been really huge for our offense, seeing that he's a guy, when you talk about trustworthy, right? He's exactly where he's supposed to be on his routes. Like, you get him the ball, he has sure hands to catch it, right? He continues to make positive plays, move the chains. Like, he's friendly, real friendly to the quarterback, right? He's going to find that soft spot in the zone. Even if he's between two defenders, he just knows how to position himself. He knows how to be in sync with the quarterback, right, to give him a friendly target. So he's been clutch for us, making some big plays, big conversions, being able to move the chains. He's having an outstanding year.
Coach, in the preseason training camp, you talked a lot about delegation and that kind of thing. What can you share with us? Because we get questions. How involved do you get in offensive game planning with Nick Caley? Do you guys meet a lot about this? Is your philosophy there? Obviously it is, but how do you combine and collaborate on those kinds of things? What can you tell us about that?
Yeah, for me, as I'm watching, film throughout the week, just watching all three phases, and I'm just watching our opponent and seeing really what they've struggled with as I look at it from, all perspective, looking at it from offensive perspective, like what is this defense like struggling with, and can we put them in those situations again? Because I always believe you got to show a team, like, have they fixed their issues, right? And that's when I step in and I'm just asking guys throughout the game plan process, like, hey, have we looked at this particular route? Have we looked at this particular run? I see these things have given this defense trouble, and these are some things that I think we should implement. The guys are probably already ahead of that on me. It's like, yeah, we have this end and that end. So that's why I just come from the perspective of all phases. Like, I see this team struggling in whatever area, let's continue to attack them in the area.
I was a little mad at you yesterday, Coach, from the standpoint of I'm watching Talanoa Hufanga and I'm watching Dre Greenlaw and I'm watching them make plays. I'm like, damn, why did Coach coach them so well in San Francisco? But this happens a lot where you do see players you've coached before, but then you see them on the other side and they're making plays against you. What are you kind of feeling when you see that? I mean, obviously you want Texans to win and you want
Not good.
Yeah. But what's it like to see those guys that you spent so much time with, that you helped become even better NFL players, make those plays against you in this case?
I'm mad because I'm like, why are we not blocking these guys? They're good players. So, no, it was good to see those guys, Dre and Huff. They're two guys that are drafted out in San Francisco, and to see them just continue to do well in their careers, go to a different place and still be impact players. It's always good to see that they're doing well. And that's the reason I got into coaching, was to help players, and knowing that I had a positive impact on those guys. Those are the first two guys who came up to me after the game, to shake my hand. So I'm thankful for those guys and how they play. They play the game the right way. That's what you'll see from hopefully guys I've impacted, that they play the game with a relentless nature, hair on fire type play style. That's what Huff and Dre represent.
Absolutely.
Coach, back to the offense for a moment. You got Kirk back and Nico back, and they weren't in the game last week, but here you have all these playmakers. How tough is it to decide who gets the reps, who gets the ball? I know you want to be better on third down, so you have more of those opportunities. Is that really a big part of it? If those drives continue, you have a rotation of sorts going into it, more guys get touches, that kind of thing?
Yeah, I mean, we want to get the ball to our best players, right? We got to find a way right now. We got to find a way to get Nico the ball even more. I feel like we could have got it to him on the outside more, just giving him more shots downfield, finding a way. CK was open, a lot. We just got to be able to make the throw. So it's all everybody working together there. I think we had a good rotation of guys, and then you want to see the young guys get the ball as well, because they've done a good job. Jay Knoll and Jay Higgins have both done a good job as well. So we have skilled players who can make plays, right? It's just a matter of everybody being on the same page, being in sync, and making the plays that we can make, especially in those third down, those red zone, those situational moments where I feel like we have to excel and we have to be better.
Another thing about the quarterback position, if CJ can't go, Mills on stage, and then Mertz has to get ready as well. He gets ready every week, I'm sure, but that puts him a step ahead. What about his progress in practice? Because we don't hear about him for good reason, but he looked good in the preseason. He's on the 53-man roster. What can you tell us about his progress?
Yeah, well, Mertz in practice, what he does is him and Davis, they alternate reps during the scout team period. So they go against our defense during all the reps versus our defense. So Mertz gets in, and he's done a solid job. But sometimes we're asking them to just, hey, we want to throw the ball here to make sure the corner or safety gets a proper look. But most of the time, we allow him just to read the plays out, so they're getting real reps as well. So, it'll be a big week for him as well. Now he'll get even more reps with Davis taking all of the one reps with our offense. So Mertz will get a lot of time, going against our defense.
Do you want your scout team quarterback to be surgical and really – you want them to get after the defense,
Please.
Right? Be competitive?
Please get after the defense as best as you can. We want them ripping, and we want them making great decisions, knowing that they're training themselves for when they may have an opportunity to go into the game. And, I just go back to an example. When I was in San Francisco, man, Brock Purdy, he threaded the ball. He tore us up as a scout team quarterback, right?
Okay.
And that's – when you saw, like, man, this kid really has something, because he was, throwing sidearm throws. He was moving out of the pocket. He was doing a lot of great things. So if you take those reps with a deliberate mindset, like, you can get better. And Brock has shown that, hey, if you do it the right way here, you can progress and even be a starting quarterback.
Coach, Titus went out of the game somewhere in the second quarter and then leading up to halftime. One of the things you've done really well is use the six offensive linemen, with Blake Fisher being that sixth guy. But now Blake's got to jump in at right tackle. And you really aren't able to go your six offensive lineman group. Did that impact you in the second half at all, not having Titus such that you could use Blake in that six offensive lineman role?
Yeah, I mean, we've liked that package to put us in position to run the football,
Sure.
feeling like we had an advantage there running the ball and also protecting if we want to go play action pass. But, we lost Titus, don't want to lose Titus. But, hey, Blake, hey, step up, man. Let's go. This is your time to shine. Let's get out there and let's go. That doesn't mean we can't run the football.
Sure.
Now it's just more tight ends. We use Harrison, use Dalton a little bit more. We use British at the tight end spot as well, a couple run plays. So we can still run our offense, and we can run it and run everything is at our disposal.
Sure.
Even though Titus went out and Blake had to step in.
Coach, what about special teams? You had some moments against the Broncos. Bandy had the ball bounce off, and then Jalen Smith recovers. You had Jalen Knowles' big return. You almost got the ball down at the 1 yard line as well. What about the third phase there?
Yeah, I thought our special teams played really good football. Right, I thought they put us in position to win the football game. Right, Jay Noel with the huge return, really. Higgins with the outstanding, it hit by block, right? Not getting a penalty there, really clean block there to spring it forward. Our gunners, Jalen Smith and Tremont, like those guys, they cover the field. They cover a lot of ground. They've made a lot of plays. Tremont does a great job of downing the ball. Had outstanding play. Scoob, get out of the way.
Yeah.
Maybe we got the ball there at the 1 yard line, but that was an excellent play by him to throw it back in, to even give us a chance. But play after play with the field goal unit, like getting a field goal block, special teams had a huge impact on this game.
Coach, this is not just relating to one play, and you may know the one I'm relating to, but this seemed to happen a number of times yesterday where there were a flag or multiple flags thrown and then at some point picked up. When that happens, what's the communication that you get from the officials? Do they immediately come to you, say the flag is thrown on the other team, and we're going to pick it up? Do they come over to explain to you exactly why that flag is being picked up, even though their eyes saw something to be able to throw the flag? Do they come over to you? Do you ask for them to come over and talk to you about those certain situations?
Sometimes they talk about why it was picked up, and sometimes they don't. Sometimes they would explain it over the loudspeaker, but sometimes, we don't get an explanation immediately about what happened. You have to ask. But trying not to be stressed out about these officials. Sure. It can be, it could be trying, and it could be, that third phase of the game where you see something and you think, hey, did they see the same thing? And it's like some calls you think it's like holding, and or how the quarterback gets hit. It's just so many things that ends up being out of your control.
Sure.
And they throw it. If I tell the guys all the time, it's like they hardly ever have I seen a ref pick up a flag because you're arguing with them or losing your mind on the ref. It's like, oh, you know what, you're right. I'm gonna pick that flag. That never happens. So I'm trying to save myself there.
But the communications is key, because I saw at one point, and it was near the end of the first half, and I saw you like. There were a lot of times when I used to get in trouble, my dad would look at me and he'd give this sign like, I'm watching you. Yeah. And I saw you give that sign to the official, and I thought, why is he mad at that official? And then I realized what it was, and that was, hey, you need to look at me if I want to get a timeout.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. And you were talking to the back judge, and he kind of nodded, and I was kind of like, ooh, okay. I was wondering what that. And then I realized, keep your eyes on you when the play is over for a timeout.
Yeah, anytime I'm looking to get a quick timeout, I always want to talk to the back judge because the line judge is trying to look for the spot. So just what I've learned is, hey, forget the line judge, look to the back judge. Yeah. Hey, just make sure you're watching me here. Right. I may want to bang a timeout. Yeah.
Hey, Coach, take us through the end of the game, because the last possession you had, I really felt like you're just trying to move the football. We got to move the football here, at least get first downs if nothing else. Is that how you looked at it?
Yeah, how I looked at that possession is, hey, we got the ball back. We got a little bit over a minute left. Hey, let's get our 2-minute drive going, which I felt like we've been good in 2-minute situations. So felt like, let's get easy completion. We end up getting a completion there to on the second down. We end up getting a completion to Higgins on the sideline. We were out of bounds. But I was looking at let's move the ball down. Right. Let's get let's get anywhere across midfield, like to give us a shot at
Right.
kicking a field goal to end the game. Like I'm
Right.
trying to win the game there. And, it didn't go how we wanted
Right.
to go. It went, too quick with the incompletion on first, and then the incompletion, and we got out of bounds on the second one, and then the incompletion on third. It's just we didn't burn enough time. But hey, we punt the football, we go play defense. Like
Right.
defense, let's be what we're supposed to be. Defense is play stout all day, so it was never a point in my mind where the defense isn't playing great, so let's just send this to over. Like, no, let's go down and let's finish it. The defense has played great all day. Now we got in that position. Defense, let's do a great job. Be what we're supposed to be. Remain disciplined, and let's get a stop.
I would imagine Coach playing inside this is maybe more consistent information, but at the end of half, end of game situation, how cognizant are you of, okay, we got to get to this yard line. Kaimi feels like he can hit it from X. I suppose outside you got to deal with the wind, and okay, well, in the wind you might do this, but I would imagine inside there's not really much of that going on. How much are you cognizant of, okay, we got to get to this yard line, that's where he feels comfortable getting to right hash, left hash, all that. How much are you kind of playing that in your mind as you're thinking on the last drive?
Oh, that's always in my mind from the start of the game. I always want to get a feel for, how not only Emi warmed up, but also the other kicker.
Right.
So we're watching both guys to see, hey, what's been their best as they were warming up throughout the game. So we know the ranges, we know the longest of where they hit as they warmed up. So we know what yard line that we're defending.
Right.
We know what yard line we're trying to get to as an offense. So, there at that point, it's like get it anywhere close, right, inside the 45, and we're going to try to attempt it.
This week it's the 50, right? With the Jags coming in. And Emi can kick it a long way, too. So you got two great ones going at it. Quick thoughts on the Jaguars, Coach, because obviously you've seen them before, and it was not that long ago. What about a brief report on them?
Yeah, just with the Jaguars, I think, again, Liam has done a really good job, right, really turning over the culture of that team, right? They've been finding a way to win games. Like, they're doing a really good job. Their defense is playing outstanding. They attack the football, and they found a way to move it with Trevor. They found a way to score points. And field goal kicker, as you mentioned, just hit the longest one in the history of the NFL. It was a 68 yards, so it was a long kick. Hopefully DeMeco is ready to block another one.
All right, the Amegy Bank Ask Coach question of the week. I'm not sure if I asked you this last year, but I'm going to do it. All right, it's Salute to Service Day, Coach. You have to pick a branch of the armed services to be in. Is it Navy, Army, Air Force, Marines? Should I throw in Coast Guard, too?
Yeah.
I'll throw in Coast Guard.
Coast Guard,
Oh,
yes.
man.
All right, one of those five, Coach.
Man.
Which
I
is it
know
going
I'm
to
going
be?
to upset someone here, but because I got so many, I got a lot of family members that are in a lot of different branches of the service. But I'm going to roll with my brother-in-law. I'm going to say the Army. My brother-in-law
Okay.
is a Green Beret in the Army.
Wow.
So he's impressed me by
Wow.
what he's capable of doing. Now, my brother was in the Navy.
Yeah.
My mother-in-law, Air Force.
Man.
So I got a lot of my uncles in the Army as well. My dad, Air Force. So I got
Wow.
This is a special
hit
day
them
for you.
all.
yeah,
then.
he hit them all, man. My dad probably be mad at me, Dad, but we can go Air Force.
All right, Coach, thanks a lot. Good luck this week.
Thank you, guys.